Hi everyone in Polo, I hope you're all keeping well this week and hope you all enjoyed the Kerry Polka last week. This week, I think I said we were going to do Some Say the Devil is Dead, but see my hair's just getting longer and longer, it's getting ridiculous, isn't it? Get me down here before I get back to see you. Instead of doing Some Say the Devil is Dead, I've had a change of mind and I think we're going to do Galway Girl. Now, not Ed Sheeran's Galway Girl, we're doing probably the original Galway Girl, I suppose, Steve Earle's Galway Girl. I left my heart to a Galway girl. You'll hear me singing it later on. So the first thing I want to talk about is who wrote it. Steve Earle. He's an American songwriter, and some of you might be more familiar with Monday recorded it as well. He's an Irish singer-songwriter. He recorded his own version of this with the great accordion player Sharon Shannon. Also, a lot of country and Irish artists have recorded this. I know Nathan Carter has, and a few people like that. So you might have heard quite a few people doing this song. For us, though, on the ukulele, first thing we always need to look at are the chords. So the chords should be coming up as I play them. The first chord is D major. So we play D major one of two ways, either with our first finger covering the G, C and D strings at the second fret, don't cover the A string. That turns it into a different chord. Or we can play it 1, 2, 3. First, second and third fingers covering the G, C and D strings. Again, not covering the A string. Let me get a D that way. And then we've got a G major. We're really familiar with G now, I think, so G major. Then we've got A major, the A chord. So second finger on the G string, second fret. First finger on the C string, first fret. Leaving the E and A strings open. There's A major. Now one that some might not be too familiar with is B minor 7. I think we did it with A Million Dreams. I'm not too sure. But B minor 7, we're going to cover all the strings on the second fret. So similar to D, we can do it two ways. We can either go with our first finger covering every single string on the second fret like that. We get a lovely B minor 7 chord. Or we can go 1, 2, 3, 4 covering the second fret like that with our 4 fingers. And we get a B minor 7 that way. So there's our 4 chords. The first thing I want to do this week is we're going to do a small exercise on changing chords. And we're going to actually just take a little look at the music, the song sheet, and also it'll come up on screen here for you what chords we're going to practice. So we're going to look at the chords for verse 1 of this song. And a good way of getting your chord changes really sharp, really on the beat, is to actually work on just changing. Don't worry about strumming until you've got your chord changes, really. So as an exercise, it's a really good thing to look through the music. If we looked at verse 1, we'd have the order of the chords would be D, then D again, then G, B minor 7, A, G, D again, A and D. That's the first 2 lines. So that's what we're going to try first. I'm going to count in after 4, but there's no real beat to this. We're just doing it nice and steady. When you're practicing it, it'll probably take you a while to move fingers. So be sure to give yourself time to move. Don't be and play the chords perfectly. So, but with me, let's give this a go, nice and steady. So we're just doing the first 2 lines, 1 strum on each chord. So you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's D, then it's D again, then it's G, then it's B minor 7, then it's A, then we're off to G, then it's D, then it's A, then it's D again. Do you see? And that really helps. If you found that tricky, go back and do it again, or maybe stop the video and try it at your own speed. Count yourself in and try playing that way. I want you to do that with the whole of verse 1. The great thing about this is the chord progression is tricky. No two ways about it. I'll talk a bit more about that in a second. But once we've learnt the chord progression for one verse, it's the same for verse 2 and 3, funnily enough. And we've also got the instrumental break, which is a small bit different again. But I think it all starts with just practicing your changes like that. So go through the whole of verse 1, doing 1 strum on each chord, and also through the whole of the instrumental break. It'd be a great idea to do that. The next thing I want to look at with you is the strumming pattern. We'll do it on a D chord, D major. Strumming pattern is going to be down, down, up, down, down, up. So that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So a crotchet, quaver, quaver, crotchet, quaver. after 4, let's try that together. You ready? So down, down, up, down, down, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, down, up. Yeah. Let's try that now twice. Let's do 2 bars on the D. Same strumming pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, down, up. And again, down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay. Practice that strumming pattern a few times just on one chord. In a minute, we'll be going through the verse anyway individually, and we'll go through the instrumental breaks, going with the strumming and obviously going through the chord pattern. For now, I just want to talk to you one last little thing of this song really, is the half bars. When you look at the song sheet, you'll see a lot of, it might have D times 2 or D times 1, G times 1, and you'll see maybe B minor 7 times a half. Now a half bar is just going to be half of what we did there, so it's going to be just the first 2 beats of the bars. So it'd be simply down, down, up. So I just want to take a look at the start of the verse. So we'll just do the first 2 lines nice and steady, and watch out for those half bars that happen in line number 2. We've got B minor 7 half, A half, G half, then we're to D1, 1 bar. So let's try that from the start of the verse. Verse 1. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, down, up. Another D. Another D now. 1 bar of G next. Now we get to the half bars. B minor 7. A half bar. G half bar. D full bar. Then A half bar and D half bar. So just to get used to those half bar changes, do practice that last little section that we just covered before you move on to the next part of the video. There is going to be a tab for this video, which we'll take a look at next week, I think, because I think these chords are really tricky to play along with. But next week we're going to add the tabbing for the instrumental breaks. But this week we're going to learn the chords to that anyway. So the next part of the video is going to be a few little sections. We're going to go through the verse first, yeah, just with the strumming. We just go through verse 1, and there's going to be no singing to it. It's just going to be the chords, so you can go back over the verse as many times as you need. It's going to be a good bit faster than we've practiced it here, so be really patient with yourself. Then we're going to look at the instrumental breaks. Yeah, we've got instrumental break 1 and instrumental break 2. And then after that, to finish it all off, we're going to have the entire song with me singing as well. Unlucky for you lot. But I hope you sing along at home and kind of cover my voice up. So the whole song with the instrumental breaks, and let's see if we can put it all together this week. So best of luck, lads. Next week we're going to look at the tab, and we'll hopefully get round to doing the Kerry polka again next week. Hope you're all still practicing that. We'll try to speed it up a bit next week, I think. And yeah, give this your best shot and enjoy it. Be really patient, rewind on a little bit to practice all your chord changes, then bring your strumming in, then have a go at this next bit of the video. Okay, have a great week, guys. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, I took a stroll on the old long walk of the day. I met a little girl and we started to talk of a fine soft day. And I ask you, friend, what's a fella to do? 'Cause her hair was black and her eyes were blue. And I knew right then I'd be taking a whirl round the Salt Hill prom with a Galway girl. We were halfway there when the rain came down on the day. And she asked me up to a flat downtown of a fine soft day. And I ask you, friend, what's a fella to do? 'Cause her hair was black and her eyes were blue. So I took her hand and I gave her a twirl, and I lost my heart to a Galway girl. And when I woke up, I was all alone with a broken heart and a ticket home. And I ask you now, tell me, what would you do if her hair was black and her eyes were blue? I've travelled around, been all over the